Morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Oh, sorry. Good afternoon. हो गया है.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so we'll start a new topic, Markov chains. So next 3 to 4 weeks will be distributed like first we'll look at the discrete time Markov chain, then continuous time Markov chain, then queuing theory, and finally dynamic programming. So that is the plan. So it is one of the very interesting topic. As I ask you to please go through a little bit of probability theory. Because a lot of probability part will be coming in here. I will briefly go about some basics on probability theory. So whenever we talk about probability theory, where Moningi, if you can mute your mic if you have nothing to say, please.
Sorry, sir.
No problem. So if you think about probability theory, where does it start? In what case we start estimating any kind of probabilities? Or what is that thing which starts a probability theory kind of stuff?
Sir, if we are not sure about any outcome or anything, then we will talk starting a probability.
So what we are talking about is random experiment, right?
Yes, sir.
So any probability theory you can think of start with an experiment and which is random. What do I mean by random experiment? An experiment whose outcome cannot be determined in advance. Right? For example, suppose, can you give me an example of experiment?
Tossing a coin.
Flipping a coin, the simplest example. You cannot determine whether head will come or tail will come in advance, right? Now with each random experiment, there is sample space associated with it. So what is sample space? Set of all possible values or outcomes of that experiment. So this is generally denoted by S. So for flipping a coin, what is your sample space?
Head and tail.
So you can write, suppose S equals to head and tail. That is your sample space. Now, third thing is an event. So when we are doing an experiment, we are interested in understanding one or the other kind of event. Event is nothing but a subset of sample space. Which is generally defined by E. So can you give me one example of event in flipping a coin experiment?
Head or tail, anything.
So suppose head. So E is the event that head appears on the flip of the coin because it is a subset of your sample space. Finally, most important one, random variable. So random variable by definition, many people get confused or loosely use it. It is a real valued function defined on sample space. And generally we denote it by X. So in case of flipping a coin, can you think of a random variable? It could be number of first head in the sequence of coin flips. Right? So many times I have seen over the years, or in fact, even I used to get confused that random variable is nothing but the head and tail itself, right? That is not the case. Random variables are a real value function defined on a sample space and represented by X. Like in this case, number of first head in the sequence of coin flips. So it could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 4, whatever number it can take. So this is just basic probability theory. I cannot get into more details because that would be a completely new course altogether. What I'm going to do now, I will switch to stochastic process from here. Stochastic process. So have you guys heard this term stochastic process earlier? In any of the courses or any of the places? Hmm? No?
Sir, yes, sir. Like in some project I have gone through.
Okay. Any other?
सर
Encounter with this? Yeah.
नाम सुना है लाइक पेपर्स वगैरह में पढ़ने को मिलता था तो समथिंग रिलेटेड विद प्रोबेबिलिटी
Something related with probability. Okay. So if it is probability, why would I call it probability? Why stochastic? So very simple understanding of stochastic variable or process is when you give a time dimension to the probability, it becomes a stochastic. So there is one more dimension too. So at any particular time, what is the random variable? So it is not really random variable, a collection of random variable at a particular time. So we defined it as a stochastic process, which is we generally represent it like this: xt, t belonging to t. Now this t has a lot of meaning. We'll come to it very soon. It's a collection of random variables. For each t belonging to capital T, which is also known as index set. Xt is a random variable. So suppose I'm looking at discrete time. Okay. So when I'm looking at a discrete time, x0, x1, x2, all of them are a random variable itself. T generally interpreted as time, and thus xt as the state of the process at time t. Some examples, if I can give you, of xt are total number of visitors, that have visited a website by time t. So suppose t equals to 10 a.m. t equals to 10. How many visitors have visited a particular website? Now x11 or x12, I mean, suppose 10, 11, 12 represents the discrete time steps. It can be continuous also. Can you give me another example like this? So it could be the number of customers in the supermarket at time t, the total amount of sales in a department shop by time t. So all these things can be considered a stochastic process because the number of customer itself at any particular time is a random variable. Now defining stochastic process and associated arguments, T, as I said, is called index set of the process. If T is countable set, we call stochastic process as is a discrete time process. Let me see. If T is countable set, we call stochastic process is a discrete time process. And we represent it with n. If you see n, whenever you are studying the stochastic process, it is actually trying to tell you that it is a discrete time process. If T is an interval of the real line, the stochastic process is said to be continuous time process. Continuous time process. And for generally for continuous time, we represent it the t and t is greater than equal to 0. So t is now no more 0, 1, 2. It can be 11 a.m., 11:01 a.m. or 11:01.5 a.m. So all those things can be considered. Now this is about the index set. Now at any point of time, the process can be in a, what do we call, the particular state. The state space is nothing but the possible values the random variable can take. So state space Yes, Amit, any question?
No, sir.
State space of a stochastic process is defined as the set of all possible values. of the random variable xt or xn can assume. So given defined state space and the index set, we can say, let me put it as a definition, another definition. Thus, a stochastic process is a family of random variables that describes the evolution through time of some bracket I'm putting physical, some real world physical process we try to define using stochastic process. Is that okay? So just go through index set, state space. Let me just highlight this. Index set, state space, finding the definition. So a very simple example could be if you are modeling weather as a stochastic process. So modeling weather is a stochastic process means, suppose today it is raining, tomorrow it could be dry, it could be raining. Based on that, we try to generate what is called transition probability matrix. I will come to that when we get from stochastic process to Markov chains. And that helps us in understanding a weather of a particular city or state, whatever we are considering. Just to tell you the state space of a stochastic process. Any questions so far? So in the study of a stochastic process, what is of interest is the value of xt or xn at a particular time. And this is also called as sample path. Okay, so let me try to put it in a graph. Let's say this is time and this is xt. Let's define our xt as total number of customers that have entered a supermarket. Not xt, we'll define with xn. Discrete is clear then. Suppose I define xn, a discrete time process, as number of effective items on day n. Okay, so my x-axis is n. So let's say first day, second day, third day, fourth day, and fifth day, and so on. Okay, now if suppose on the first day there were 0 defective items, on the second day there was 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe on the third day there were 4 defective items. On the first day 0, second, third, fourth day there was 2 defective items. So the kind of path it gives you, that is what we call sample path of a stochastic process. Okay, so if I say what is x2 equals to, what would you say? If I ask you what is x2 equals to?
Sir, 1.
X2 equals to 1. Now, when I say collection of random variable, is x2 a random variable? Suppose maximum number of defective parts possible on any day is, let's say, 10. But let's keep it to 4. Maximum 4 parts can be defective. So what are the values x2 can take?
1, 2, 3, 4.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, sir.
Right? So x1, x2, x3, x4, all of them are actually a random variable itself. And when I put it as xn, it is a collection of random variable. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All of you? Now let's look at the types of stochastic process. Any questions, guys? I think I'm going a little fast, so let me take a pause here. If any questions you have. If not, so Amit, now you know what stochastic process is? अभी तक सिर्फ पेपर में पढ़ा था.
हाँ यस सर, अभी थोड़ा समझ में आ गया.
चलो, let's look at some types of stochastic process. Suppose पहला होता है future values may depend on the present as well as past. So what I'm saying, future value may depend on the present as well as past. So very simple example to understand it is stock price. So stock price generally are, if you have taken any financial engineering or financial courses, there's something called the idea of martingales and all, and they actually follow a stochastic process. Second one is future values completely independent of present and past value. Very simple example is
Number of customers coming to the store.
that can be dependable. Tossing a coin, you are repeatedly tossing the coin, and getting a head or tail does not depend on what has happened in past in a particular experiment. Every time you toss, does that make sense? Last one is the most important one, and our study is limited to this only. Future values may be independent of the past values and depends only on the present value. So कल बारिश होगी कि नहीं, whether it will rain or not tomorrow depends only on what is the weather today and not what happened yesterday or day before yesterday and all that. So this third type of MC is our interest and known as Markov chains. You guys remember Markovian property? Markovian property याद है? चलो याद नहीं है तो we'll study it now. So I will start with DTMC. Discrete time Markov chain. Always remember when I say DTMC or CTMC, it is time which is discrete or continuous, not the states. Many times students get confused. When I ask them during their comprehensive viva, how many states are possible for continuous time Markov chain, they said infinite. Number of states always is countable and finite. It is the time or the real time axis which we are looking at can be continuous or discrete. So always keep in mind, states are always countable and finite in Markov chains. Is that okay? These are, very interesting interview questions also, just to, confuse you. So DTMC, which is called discrete time Markov chains, is represented by Xn. आवाज बोला थोड़ा बंद कर दिया।
इसको कमेंट्स है उनके की
किसका कमेंट?
व्हाट कमेंट बोलता है कि वो जो 31 जुलाई का पहले तो क्लास शुरू हो जाएगा ऑफलाइन, तो क्या करेगा?
31 जुलाई नहीं, अगस्त में क्लास स्टार्ट होगा। तो हद कर रहे हैं। n equals to 0, 1, 2 x finite or countable number of possible values. Generally denoted by set of non-negative integers. Okay, 0, 1, 2. So what it means is, suppose I have defined three states, 0, 1, 2. So for xn can take a value of 0, 1 or 2. These are nothing but the states of the stochastic process or the discrete time Markov chain. So to make it more clear, suppose xn equals to, if I'm putting I, means that at time n, the process is in state I. Now suppose that whenever process is in state I, there is a fixed probability Pij that it will next be in state J. So P xn plus 1 equals to J, given xn equals to I, xn minus 1 equals to, suppose in minus 1, x1 equals to I1 and x0 equals to I0, is denoted by what we call Pij. Probability that in state I, it will next jump to state J with some fixed probability. This is nothing but, if you remember, based on Bayes theorem. Now you need to note here that this in minus 1 to I0, which I have written, may not necessarily be distinct values. Okay. Having said that, the Markov DTMC, let's try to understand what is Markovian property. What is Markovian property, guys? Anyone? Okay, based on this, can you tell me what exactly I'm trying to say with this equation, Pij, which is?
It is memoryless, means it doesn't depend on how it reaches to state I at nth step from step 0.
Very good. So it is called memoryless property. What it only knows is, where am I right now? And my future only depends on where am I right now, not on how I reached here. Does that make sense? So given a current state and the past state, the conditional probability of the next state is independent of all the past values and depends only on the current values. So as I said, rain tomorrow only depends on whether it is raining or not dry today. It does not care how I reached to today, whether it was raining yesterday or not raining day before yesterday or anything. So a stochastic process xn n equals to 0, 1 and so on is called to be a Markov chain if it follows Markovian property. So a stochastic process, right now just look at it as a discrete time stochastic process. It is said to be a Markov chain or DTMC or discrete time Markov chain if it is follows the Markovian property. Sandhu, what do you mean by is this a memory based system? I'm not sure. What is your question?
It was cleared.
I'm sorry, Sandhu, can you be a little louder, please?
It was cleared, sir. I was asking.
Oh, it is clear. Okay. So it is about memorylessness of the process. Now, the most important part of any Markov chain or DTMC you talk about is the transition probability matrix. And based on that, we can do tons of analysis about the process. So Pij represents the probability that the process will, when in state I, next make a transition into state J. The rule it follows is Pij should be greater than equal to 0 first thing for I comma j greater than equal to 0, and summation of all Pij's from j equals to 0 to infinity should be add up to 1 for I equals to 0 comma 1 and so on.
Sir, state here means state I and J can be taken as event, like जैसे event होते हैं probability में.
So state I and j suppose जैसे मैं weather example दे रहा हूँ. Okay, let's say weather example. ऐसे I will come to this example. So on any particular day, what can you tell? What are the different states or different possibility for weather?
Rainy day, humid day, dry day.
Rainy, humid एक ही लेते हैं. Suppose rain and dry, 2 states लेते हैं. Okay. So
Yes.
these are the states, rain and dry. So on a particular day, xn can value take R or xn can take a value of D. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
इसको हम लोग क्या करते हैं? रेन को 0 मान लेते हैं, ड्राई को 1 मान लेते हैं. तो we can present it as 0 and 1 as well. It depends on how you define your state, because state definitely we'll see soon. Defining state is one of the most important aspect of stochastic processes. So P, capital P denotes one step transition probability Pij and called as transition probability matrix TPM. और इसको हम लोग रिप्रेजेंट कैसे करते हैं, जैसे मैं यहाँ पे दिखाना चाह रहा था. P equals to suppose there are P0, 0, 1, 2, 3. These are the state numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3. These are state numbers. So way we present is P00, P01, P02, P03, and so on. Similarly, P10, P11, P12, and so on. So sum of this will always be equals to 1. And sum of all these also not necessarily will be equals to 1.
Sir, I have one question here.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so this Pij, is it that always it has to be in? See, it is memoryless. That is one thing. Also, it is independent of n. So, is it something like that? It is always be independent of n, or sometimes Pij it will also depend on n if we move from n to n plus 1, even though it doesn't depend on x0 to n minus 1, all the states.
Let me try to explain it. We are not talking about an n plus 1 for timing. What we are simply saying, suppose this one, इसको अभी थोड़ा देर के लिए भूल जाते हैं. Let me tell that the sum of this will be always be equals to 1 based on this. This sum, column sum, not necessarily be equals to 1. When it becomes 1, both row and column sum, we call it a doubly stochastic process. और इसका एक एग्जांपल होता है hidden Markov models. But our focus is only on this one, that sum of this equals to 1. Now, coming to the definition of Pij. Okay, Abhijit. So what it is saying, what does Pij really trying to say? That process in n plus 1th step will go to j, given that at nth step it was on I. Now, please tell me what part you are saying dependent and independent.
I'm saying it is making a one step n to n plus 1. Okay.
Yes.
Now Pij, if we think about some steady state, then it should be independent of n.
That
But
is
if it is
limiting
not a
probability
steady,
we'll look at. It is called limiting probability. When we reach to the steady state Pij, for suppose n very large, it will become Pj. Or more importantly, it is defined as pi I.
question is if it depends on n. Pij depends on n. If it starts from xn equal to I to xn plus 1 equal to j, suppose n equal to 2, then Pij it will, if it depends on 2, state 2, where from it is just making the transition, or n equal to suppose 4, then Pij if it depends on not only ij but also the state from which it is making the transition. Can there be a possibility, and whether that process can also be said as a
No. If
Markovian process?
only we Markov when xn plus 1 only depends on xn. First thing that needs to be understood. There are processes where it depends on two past states, xn equals to I and xn minus 1, I minus 1. That is two steps Markov process. We can convert into single state, but that is different. One example I will do. So suppose this is the transition, what I have shown here. This is P00, P01, P12, P20, P21, P10. Okay. Now suppose at any n, I'm at state 0. So x, like you were saying, x2 equals to, let's say, 0. Now x3 can be 0 again, or x3 can be 1. Does that make sense? Now, I'm really not clear about which part of independence you are talking about. That is making me a little confused here. What exactly you want n to be independent? N is just the index set. It is a number. It is a discrete value. Xn is the state of the process at that particular n. Does that make
Sir,
sense?
I will take one realistic example. Yes, I get that. I will take one realistic example.
Yeah.
Something like the way you took the rainy example, rainy day example. Okay.
Okay.
Now my point is, suppose we are doing this calculation on a rainy season, and suppose the same thing we are doing the calculation case, we are calculating these transition probabilities during suppose winter season or some other season. The transition probability that now it is not raining, whether tomorrow it will be raining or not, if during this season the transition probabilities, whatever we will be getting during summer season, may not be exactly the same transition matrix during the rainy season. Then it depends on which season we are doing that. I'm talking
So
about
first of
that
all,
thing.
Abhijit, let me interrupt here. I'm talking about a process, physical process. Okay. Now, whether you want to study a physical process for the, suppose whether for of whole year, this is one kind of process. Whether during rainy season, that is another kind of process. Whether during summer season, that is another kind of process. Does that make sense? Now, suppose if I'm looking at whole year, including the number of times in rain, it will rain and everything. Suppose rain, dry, transition, maybe it comes out to be something like this, let's say. But when you are talking about rainy season, if it is raining today, it will rain tomorrow with a higher probability, let's say 0.8, and it will remain dry with a lower probability. If it is dry today, because it is a raining season, it may have a higher probability, and dry to dry transition will have a lower probability. Similarly, if you are looking at summer season, rain and dry, it would be very small probability. If it is raining, maybe next day it will be very high probability it will be dry. If it is dry, there is a very small probability that it will be raining. So this is a summer season. So what exactly you are trying to model? What is your process? Based on that, your TPM will be defined. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Now it is fully clear to me. And second question that I am having is that, is it always that we will always has to make the transition probability of a one state, or we can make it like this: xn equal to I, probability of x n plus r equal to j. Is that a
So
transition matrix?
what we defined is a P, which is a one-step transition
Yes,
probability.
probability. Yes, sir.
0.7, 0.3, 0.4, 0.6. So when I say this, one-step transition probability, it only gives me that, suppose today, assuming that the way we have said that discrete, it is day number. Okay. So today to tomorrow transition, it will only tell me. Later, we will look at what is called Chapman-Kolmogorov equation. It gives me n-step transition probability matrix. Okay.
Okay, sir. Then fine. Okay.
So this is where we do the prediction using the Chapman-Kolmogorov equation, which is gives us the n-step transition probability matrix. So suppose if I create P3, which comes out to be, let's say 0.7, 0.6, 0.4, 0.4 will become 0.39, 0.7, something like this. So what it is saying, 10 minute or what I'm saying that if it is had rain today, it will rain after 3 days with probability 0.6. Here I'm saying if it is rain today, it will rain tomorrow with probability 0.7. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All of you? So
Yes.
as I said, once you are able to formulate it is a Markov chain and TPM, now there's so many analysis you can do. It is very interesting and it is one of my favorite topic, and I do a research also in this topic, so it is close to my heart.
So basically Pij means probability of being in J given that we are in I state.
नहीं ऐसे नहीं बोलेंगे. Pij means probability that at time n process, no, sorry,
At time n.
at time n xn plus 1 process will go to state J given that it is in state I at time t or time n. Okay.
Yes, sir.
जैसे सिंपल सा रेन ड्राई वाला एग्जांपल जो लेते हैं हम लोग, or let me call it 0 and 1 state, 0 and 1 state, 0.7, 0.3, 0.4, 0.6, something like this. So what I'm saying that suppose if it is raining today, so we can write all the probability P00, P01, P10, and keep in mind all these are conditional probability, not the absolute probability. So P00, how much is P00?
0.7.
0.7, 0.3, 0.4, 0.6. So 0 का मतलब है it is raining today, I. It will rain tomorrow, J, with probability 0.7. इसका मतलब है it is raining today, it will be dry tomorrow with probability 0.3. Does that make sense? So although I have already, because you guys got, I'm so happy that you got so interested that I discuss all these examples, but formally giving you the example. Suppose that first thing we need to understand whether the process is Markov or not. The chance of rain tomorrow depends on previous weather condition only through whether or not it is raining today and not on past weather condition. Okay, suppose also if it rains today, then it will rain tomorrow with probability 0.7. And if it does not rain today, then it will rain tomorrow with probability 0.4. Model this process as Markov chain. So please read the question and then I will try to discuss few things. And just give me 1 second. I need to take it. Okay, so whenever question like this comes, what is the first thing we need to understand about the process? So very first step in modeling Markov chain is the identification of what?
Where it is Markov or not.
Transition probability.
No. Transition and everything will come very late. The first thing is understanding the states. The process can be in what states? So for this problem, what are the states possible?
Rain and not raining.
So rain or not rain. or you can call it dry also. So this is defining your states. Now, the way you have defined your states, the first thing you need to check whether it is a Markov chain or not. For Markov chain, what is the property it needs to satisfy?
Memoryless.
Memoryless. So look at this statement. Chance of rain tomorrow depends on previous weather condition only through whether or not it is raining today and not on the past weather conditions. Does that make sense? So luckily in this question directly it is given to you. If you make your states like this, you can say that it is a Markov chain because it only depends on what is happening today, not yesterday or day before yesterday and so on. Does that make sense, guys?
यस सर 0 and 1 अपने हिसाब से डिसाइड करना है ना, मतलब 0 नॉट रेन।
देखो जनरली 0 1 इसलिए लिखते हैं ना कि प्रेजेंट करने टाइम आसानी हो, नहीं तो तुमको लिखना पड़ेगा रेन नॉट रेन, okay, rain not rain, both of them are correct. Okay, it is just the representation which one you want to do. So what is the probability from it is raining today and it will rain tomorrow? What is that probability? 0.7. Now it is raining today, but it will not rain tomorrow. This probability is not directly given to you, but based on the property of TPM, you can find what this probability will be equal to.
0.3.
We'll just refer to which property I'm talking about. When I discussed TPM, I said that summation of rho sum is always equals to 1. So 0.3. Similarly, 1 to 0, you can see it is 0.4 and 0.6. If you see, sum is always 1. This sum is not equals to 1. So column sum is not required to be equals to 1. Let me just remove this. But when it happens, it is called doubly stochastic process. Keep that in mind. That is one of the interview questions. At least I used to ask when I was in industry.
Sir, what?
I'm sorry?
Sir, I couldn't listen. Double steady.
See, when row sum, you can see row sum is equal to 1.
Yes, sir.
Is the column sum is also equals to 1?
Then it becomes double steady.
Right now it is not equals to 1 and it is not even requirement for the Markov chains. But if it happens to be equals to 1, we call it doubly stochastic process. Okay. One such example is if you are a AI ML fan, one of the method is called HMM, hidden Markov models. That is a doubly stochastic process. Okay. Is it clear? Now tomorrow I will discuss very interesting example where it is not a Markov chain, but we'll convert it into a Markov chain. Any questions? Because this is one of the very interesting topic. You don't really need to know a lot of probability and all that. Just based on what we have discussed, you can formulate and do many things. So as I was saying that once your TPM is ready, you can do many things like prediction, expected time it is raining, expected time it is dry. If it is raining, what is the probability it will rain after 10 days? So all these analysis can be done once you are able to create your TPM and so that it is a DTMC. Okay. Any questions? So if there are no questions, I will see you guys tomorrow and we will look at very interesting examples as well as next topics tomorrow. And unfortunately, I'm still not able to start grading, too many things to take care of, but this week mostly I will grade everything. Thank you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.